Blue Lock's spin-off manga episode Nagi has recently released its 36th chapter, following the story of SEISHIRO Nagi and his journey throughout Blue Lock. With episode Nagi coming to a close, what will this final chapter reveal to us about Nagi and Reo's future development? Well, in today's video, I'll be going through the events of Blue Lock episode Nagi chapter 36, which is also its final chapter, and I'll be giving you my thoughts and predictions as to how the events of this chapter could impact Nagi's future development in the main series. Before I get into the chapter though, I want to leave a spoiler warning for the events of this chapter, and if you want to read it for yourself, click off this video now. I also have a Discord server called the New Egoist Geeks, which you should totally join. The link to that is down below. Our chapter begins with a double spread showing the entire main Blue Lock cast. We see all the players dressed in suits, along with Shido, who is butt naked. We also see other characters of relevance, such as Baya in the back alongside Reo named Miyoka from the first couple of chapters. We see Henri and Ego in the back, and even Naruhaya sitting behind Raichi. The opening tagline to the chapter isn't anything of notice. It says, "Don't miss the final chapter. The adventure of episode Nagi will continue in the world of Blue Lock." The title of the chapter is Chapter 36, I Still. Our chapter officially begins with this aura manifestation of Nagi's death skull being made half from his aura and the other half from Reo's aura, like in the Manshine City game. We then get a monologue about what it means to be a genius. A prodigy is a creature who can never come into being on its own. The one who discovers them first traces their outline. We then see Ego watching a bunch of the performances during the second selection on his giant monitors. But that's nothing but an outline. The moment they get satisfied with being discovered and stop polishing their internal ego, a prodigy loses their glow. Listening to this speech is Henri, who questions Ego about what he's talking about. "Do you mean SEISHIRO Nagi, Ego?" "No, I mean Nagi and Reo. Those two are the ones that I found and invited to Blue Lock. The best egoists in the world. I believe those two lumps of talent match that ideal. Please guide them until they become the best director." Ego ignores Henri's remarks and tells her to address another concern currently happening within the Blue Lock facility, as we see Henri get annoyed as an alarm starts to buzz. We then cut to see Bachira on the monitor holding a bunch of papers, running half naked, with someone screaming for him to get back here, throwing a broom at him. It's revealed to be Burū and Kiora attempting to catch Bachira after he stole the team's cards from players who haven't selected the team to play for yet in the third selection. Which teams are you guys picking? Can I decide for you? Burū and Kiora are pissed as they throw stuff to try and catch Bachira. "Asshole, stop him, Pipsqueak." Okay. Burū and Kiora throw a broom and a bar of soap at each other, but they both miss. "I'm over here, you miss me." We then see Nico and Zantetsu appear to stop Bachira. "We've cornered you, little bee. Please return our cards." "You've hit a bread end." Bachira smirks, avoiding Nico and Zantetsu's attack. "Don't you mean dead end? Zantetsu stupid." Zantetsu screams for somebody to stop him as Bachira giggles, running down the hallway. "You're done? Let's play more tag, you egoisters." All of a sudden, one of the doors for the building slams down in front of Bachira, blocking his path. A dead end? Hearing all this commotion, Reo walks out of the bathroom to see Bachira screech to a halt. "What are you guys doing?" "Ah, Reo, was this wall always here?" "Oh, I think that closed earlier. It's a passage that connects to the top 6's room. It's a wall to cut them off so we can't interact with them during the tryouts." Burū and Nico then ask Reo to try and grab Bachira as they rush towards him. But Bachira bounces against the wall, climbing into the vents, shocking Reo. "Whoa, monkey Bachira. I'm up here. Come tag me. Okay. This pisses off the guys trying to catch him. "Damn, he got away." "Okay." Where does that go? "Quit squawking and find him. Please catch him next time you see him, Reo. We need to get our cards back." Reo stares at everyone in disappointment as everyone tries to search for a way to catch Bachira. "Go that way." "No, this way, Zantetsu. That wall won't open." Reo is relieved that his card is safe as he reflects on Ego's words for the third selection. He stares at the option to join Team C. Which choice is the right one? What does my ego want? We then cut away from Reo to see Nagi training with Yukimiya in the top 6 section of the building, where Nagi and Yukimiya are racing. Whoa, he's stupidly fast. That'll do it for today's training. I can't be tired for the real deal tomorrow. Plus, I'm wiped after dealing with those two. Yuki then references Karasu and Atoya behind them. "Did you call, Yuki?" "Yeah, well, we're wiped after talking with you, sensitive Four Eyes." "You're too laid back. Being with you guys makes me feel like my senses are dulling." Karasu and Atoya smirk at that comment. If that's true, then that's all your ego's worth. Don't act like you can see others resolve, dumbass. Laid back is a compliment to me. Easy breezy fun is my ideal. Yuki smiles. That's why I'm so different from you. That's why you're a drag. Yuki and Karasu start poking fun at each other while Nagi just stares in disbelief. Well, it's not like I'm gonna fight you. I'm an adult, so I need to deal with things peacefully. Yeah, well, I don't give a damn about someone like that. The top 6 really is a collection of strong egos, huh? Atoya then comes over and says goodbye to Nagi. Sup, I'm taking a break, Seishiro Nagi. Matches with you always fire me up, you know? Atoya, Karasu, and Yuki leave as Nagi begins an internal monologue. He's a weirdo too. If we'd been at school, they would have all been weirdos. But that's okay. Only the ones who can bear their egos can survive in Blue Lock. And the one standing at the peak is the monster, Rin Itoshi. We see Rin practicing his shooting, and Nagi asks him if he'd be interested in having a one-on-one matchup with him. I don't care about you, whitehead. Go worship Isagi shit. As Rin leaves, Nagi thinks to himself, as I thought, I don't even show up on his radar. But he's the same as me, an egoist, thwarted by Isagi's light. We see a glowing aura of Isagi flaring around Rin. Isagi is even starting to change Rin Itoshi, Blue Lock's Shadow King. Nagi's aura flares around him as his death skull manifests behind him. I want to beat him. I want to test myself and fight him again. All of what I am right now. I want to smash it into Isagi. We cut to see Isagi watching over the second selection footage, switching between Rin and Nagi on the TV, with Isagi looking puzzled. Reo then is shown standing behind him as he and Isagi spark a conversation. It's the same for me. Reo, you don't know what team to choose, right? Huh? I thought you'd choose Nagi's team without question. Huh, I don't want to hear that from you after you split us up. Isagi realizes that and apologizes. Reo sits next to Isagi watching over footage of Nagi. Choose Nagi's team and play soccer with him. That's what I'd planned on. But now I'm not so sure. Why not? Well, Nagi picked you during the second selection. I made it this far thinking I'd make him regret not picking me. But after seeing him rise up to the top 6, whenever I rationally compare him to where I am now, it feels like he's just going further and further away. And I don't feel confident I could fight on even footing with him. It also feels like if I let this chance slip away, I won't get another. But it also feels like he'll just move farther away if he sees how worthless I am. Now I don't know what I should do. Reo then begins to have an internal dialogue. Maybe I've said too much to Isagi. It's not like I want him to understand my pain or anything. Isagi interrupts him. It's the same for me, Reo. Rin is the same for me. Huh? Isagi's the same? I never imagined Isagi and I could think the same way. But you're right. If I don't fight with him now, he might go somewhere totally unreachable, and I don't want to regret that. Isagi then circles Team A on his paper. Reo is shocked. I've always just thought of him as an enemy to defeat, but Isagi is surprisingly earnest and a good guy. Okay, thanks Reo. I've made up my mind thanks to you. I'm gonna prove that the path I chose was the right one. Reo feels happy with Isagi's advice. If we'd met in other circumstances, maybe we could have understood each other better. Isagi goes to leave as Reo says goodbye. Yeah, see you on the field. Reo thinks about Isagi's words to him. That guy, he really doesn't think about anything but soccer, huh? But in a good way. I feel like I finally understand a bit of what drew Nagi to him. My heart feels a bit lighter. We see Reo stare at his paper and then Nagi on the screen. Reo then gets up to leave. I feel like now, I just want to fight alongside Nagi. We cut away from Reo to Henri, who is panicking while clacking away at her keyboard. What do I do? What do I do? Henri is then seen staring at a bunch of screens. Where did Bachira go? We see Bachira shuffling through the vents. Run, run, get away, get away. He's then hit in the stomach by a vent being lifted by someone with a broom. Baro and Zantetsu are beneath him. There you are, you damn monkey. Ah, found him. Bachira then swings down from the vent. Catch me if you can. Henri sees him, attempting to lock him in by pressing buttons to close the doors, while Baro and Zantetsu try to catch him. Henri is stressing and accidentally opens one of the doors and starts closing others, saying how she doesn't even really know what she's doing. We cut back to Reo's perspective as one of the doors opened near the viewing room. Huh? It opened. Wait, that's the passage to the top 6. We cut back again to Bachira as Baro, Zantetsu, Kiora, and Nico chase after him. Just try and catch me, Pops. As Bachira swings around the corner, he sees the jiggling of some booty cheeks, which startles him. We then get the reveal that Bachira ran into Shiro, who is butt booty naked in the hallway for some reason. What are you doing, you perv? Naked aerial aerobics to unleash my life force. Nico and Baro notice that Bachira stopped moving, so Baro rushes in towards him. Baro then tackles Bachira as he drops all the cards, with Shiro laughing at the situation. We cut back to Reo to see him walking through the hallway as he passed by a training room door. The door opens, where Reo sees Nagi training, which catches him by surprise. A ball shoots out from one of the side panels in the room, as Nagi thinks to himself, More. Nagi then shoots, scoring against Blue Lock Man, showing that he's been training by himself for some time. Nagi then begins an internal dialogue. Boost my reflexes more. I want to make stronger shots. I'll never beat Isagi like this. I want a new me. Reo continues to watch Nagi train as he thinks to himself, Nagi, that's a good expression. If you can get fired up, then that's enough for me. I can feel that same way now. All because we separated, and I made it this far on my own. I feel like I can finally say. Reo reflects on the time that he and Nagi separated back before the second selection. What I couldn't say back then. Let's meet again beyond our dreams. Encouragement. Nagi pants after his training. This isn't enough. Gotta be stronger. Gotta be fiercer. We see this aura emerge from the ground. I need to transcend these egoists. We see that the aura has transformed into phantom versions of Yukimiya, Baro, Atoya, and Karasu. Nagi's eyes focus as another ball shoots out from the wall. Nagi rushes in, trapping the ball as he gets swarmed by the phantom players. He then heel flicks the ball over himself and rushes down the field, moving between Atoya and Karasu's phantoms as Baro and Yukimiya chase after him. However, Nagi stops before he reaches the goal box. This is because Phantom Isagi has returned to pressure Nagi into evolving, and Nagi freezes. Damn it, it's still not enough. As Nagi thinks this, Reo sends a pass down the field towards him. No, we've got this. You can get even more fired up. The pass flies over to Nagi as he matches up against Isagi. That's a good ball. Where'd that come from? Go on, Prodigy. Don't turn back. With this, I can visualize it. Nagi traps the pass as Isagi's phantom rushes in. That's it. Even freer. Absorb. Create. Nagi then chips the ball with a feint like his two-stage fake volley. I'll feint, then go into a shot. Nagi then traps the ball. He pulls the ball back, smashing into the ground with a tap lift. Nagi's aura flares around him as Reo watches. Go on, as far as you can. Nagi then shoots towards the net, replicating his U20 goal. Damn, I'm a god. Reo then adds some exposition to his goal. The world is waiting for your fiery ego, Nagi. The ball flies past the keeper, exploding with aura as Isagi's phantom fades away. Nagi rolls against the ground before acknowledging his goal. I did it! A new technique! Another ball shoots out from the side panel as Nagi is confused as to where the original pass came from. Nagi turns around, looking for who sent the pass, confused as why nobody is there. Reo begins an internal monologue. That's enough for me, Nagi. Even if you forget me, no matter what happens, no matter how many times or where you go. Reo reflects on his past and his first meeting with Nagi as he circles C on his paper. I'll keep on finding you. Let's meet beyond our dreams. Prodigy. Reo smiles, holding his paper with confidence as Nagi stares in silence with the ecstasy from his goal. We cut away to see Nagi remembering Choki as he begins an internal dialogue. Hey Reo. We see the Blue Lock Stadium, lined with fans of Blue Lock and Japan as a whole, where we see Nagi's U20 uniform wave. We see Nagi walking towards a light in the hallway, grabbing his uniform, panting. Nagi is then seen with his cleats on as he rushes towards the light. We see Nagi's death aura flare and cover his face, cloaking himself with the death skull. Nagi then emerges from the hallway into the Blue Lock Stadium, his aura flaring with passion around him. On the final page of the chapter, we see Nagi rushing with his hand outstretched, his aura flaring and his eyes glistening with hope. The closing tagline says, Finn, thank you so much for reading. Please look forward to Sanamiya-sensei's next work. The 8th and final volume will be released on August 12th. Nagi's story will continue in the original Blue Lock. And that was the chapter, and with its conclusion, we have officially ended the Blue Lock episode Nagi spin-off manga. Before I get into my thoughts on the final chapter, I want to remind you guys that if you are enjoying this video so far, to leave me a like and subscribe down below to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this. And if you want to support me even further by becoming a member of the channel, you would not only earn a ton of awesome benefits like personal video requests and shoutouts on videos, but you would also get your name mentioned in the Blue Lock New World movie as a contributor to the project. So if you're interested, become a member today to help support me and my content. Now remember, if you saw my last chapter review video, you would know that this final episode Nagi chapter was meant to be read after the events of chapter 310 in the main story. And based on that, with Nagi's statement of being fired up again and likely accepting Bachira's offer, along with us seeing Nagi rush out into the Blue Lock Stadium, it's fair to confirm now that Nagi is going to return thanks to Bachira's offer. I also want to talk about Nagi's play where he invents the tap lift shot that he'll use in the U20 game. I love how the actions leading into this moment relate as to how Nagi lost his ego in the main series. Nagi froze and was hesitant on what to do, to which Reo intervened, sending a pass which stoked his awakening. This led to Nagi creating this new technique, but unknowingly, he only did so thanks to Reo. The main reason why Nagi isn't losing his talent right now is because this situation was subconscious to him. He thought he awakened it all on his own. He doesn't associate this awakening to working alongside Reo, but we do, and he'll eventually do this in the later story where he creates the 5-stage revolver fake volley and he basically loses his talent. But also, I love how the moments of this series connect to how Reo was feeling during Nagi's lock-off. We all know how Reo was feeling absolutely horrible about being the cause of Nagi getting locked off, and this moment just makes it hurt even more. Reo believed that he worked and reached a level as an individual to where he and Nagi could soon fight alongside each other, only for it to be false hope. It's even more gut-wrenching to know that Reo probably was reflecting on this exact moment during the time where Nagi was getting locked off. We now have more information as to what is probably going through Reo's mind at that very moment, and it's just so great to see. There is one moment I did want to bring up, and that's us seeing Shido's bare naked ass cheeks. Like, I get that this was a comedic moment, but you're telling me instead of getting Shido's goal against the World 5, we instead just see him bare balling it in the hallway? Episode Nagi as a whole had the potential to be this really good way to expand upon more of the story. And it did, as we see for a lot of characters getting a lot of depth and explanation in this spin-off. And with these two recent chapters being connected to each other with the main story segueing into the ending of the episode Nagi spin-off manga, I just wish we got to see more. It also makes me wonder whether or not we're going to be getting a new spin-off manga in the future. I know that the mangaka was interested in creating an episode Kaiser or an episode Karasu, but I feel like neither character is deserving of it. Kaiser is a popular character and I feel like he wouldn't be a bad protagonist, but I feel like his story is much more deserved for the main series. Like, we know about his backstory and where he is currently. His future is what's changing, and because he'll likely be participating in the U20 World Cup, we don't really have the time or need for an episode Kaiser, considering the tournament is starting in the next couple of weeks. And for Karasu, he really isn't that interesting of a character to where I would really want a spin-off for his character. I mean, we know about his backstory thanks to episode Nagi, we know about his previous relationship with Hiyori thanks to the light novel, and we know where he's currently at in the main story since he was introduced after the second selection. There really isn't a lot of room for us to develop his character to the point where he deserves his own spin-off. Other popular requests are characters like Rin and Shido, but even then, I really don't think they deserve their own spin-off manga. Shido's a character who I would love to learn more about in relation to his backstory and philosophy, but we wouldn't really have that much to cover since, like Karasu, he was revealed post-second selection. We also have his second selection performances thanks to Reo's cuts in the episode Nagi spinoff, though we really don't need to see them again. As for Rin, he's being set up as the main rival to Isagi, but there really isn't enough content to cover for Rin to give us a full-fledged spin-off. We know his backstory and we know his mindset thanks to the main series, second selection, and U20 game. There's really no purpose for a Rin spin-off. The one character who I do believe deserves a spin-off is Sai Itoshi. Now, with the release of the latest chapters and the recent involvement Sai will be having in the U20 World Cup, I do think that it is less likely that we will be getting a Sai spin-off. We would likely explore Sai's backstory in Spain during the U20 World Cup, which is what I would want to see covered in a spin-off. But we could also explore his pursuit of winning the Champions League, like he specifically stated was his dream. We could learn more about Real as a club, as well as see Kaiser potentially playing for Real after the U20 World Cup, and it would be nice to get some more Kaiser development through a spin-off. But with recent information and the latest chapters, I highly doubt that these side stories are going to be happening. But those were just my thoughts and predictions in regards to Blue Lock episode Nagi chapter 36, aka its final chapter. I really enjoyed this spin-off story as I believe it gave some great development for Nagi, Reo, and a bunch of other characters, but also had some incredible games and moments to boot. I can't wait to see what's next in store for Kaneshiro and Nomura in regards to making another spin-off manga, but also what they're going to be doing in the main series. If they do make another spin-off manga, you better bet your ass that I'm going to be covering it. But episode Nagi as a whole was just such an enjoyable spin-off for the Blue Lock series, and I highly encourage anyone who loves Blue Lock to give it a read. Maybe even a reread like I'm going to be doing after this video. But aside from that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video and will continue to enjoy it in the future. I just want to say thank you so much to all the members of my channel who help support me and my content. And if you wish to earn some awesome benefits like they do and even get your name mentioned in the Blue Lock New World movie, become a member yourself and help support me moving forward. And just a final reminder to join my Discord server if you're ever interested in getting any more involved with our amazing community. As for the question of the video, what would you rate Blue Lock episode Nagi's final chapter on a scale of 1 to 10? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. And like always, thank you all for watching, like and subscribe to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this.